Hey everyone, it's George here. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for joining me tonight. I do appreciate your time. Today I'm surrounded by pine trees, very tall pine trees, and they are gently swaying back and forth in the wind. Very similar to us humans. One thing that we can do to soothe ourselves, to reduce anxiety, is we can actually rock forwards and back, or we sway side to side. Children do this a lot, animals do it all the time. Unfortunately, when they're stressed, typically is when we see that kind of behavior. But it's very interesting how the trees above my head are mimicking that movement. And it calms me down dramatically. Very relaxing. I could watch that all evening. But nature is what I want to talk about tonight with you. I wanted to talk about 5 health benefits to being out in nature. These are all proven benefits by science. For all you science geeks out there, don't worry, I've included you. And then those of you who are a little bit more similar to myself, where the science is cool, but sometimes not knowing is nicer than knowing. You just enjoy the experience, immerse yourself in it, and whatever happens, happens. Whatever you feel, you feel. But I had to write them down because I'm not going to remember them all. You've probably heard of these before, but I just wanted to give my own personal experience of how I've benefited from these 5 health benefits. And it's these 5 things are one of the main reasons why I come out into nature every single day. The main thing is, number 1 on the list, is that nature reduces stress by lowering your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. So that's the sciencey bit. But generally speaking, you're going to feel better when you come out into nature. Less anxiety, less depression, less irritability, less envy, less annoyance. You're going to feel better when you come out into nature. I wrote down on here to tell you a little story about when I went to the gym earlier in the day. I walked in, and it's always such a contrast going into a built public area, especially when the radio is on, which it was. And I don't watch the news, and I don't listen to the radio either. And when I am forced to listen to it, because I don't really like listening to music when I exercise. I'm a bit strange like that. It's always quite hard hitting, because first and foremost I had to listen to the news, which was extremely depressing, anxiety inducing, stressed me out, and wasn't very pleasant at all. And then straight after that it went on to some sort of lottery thing or prize draw where you text in a code for £2.50 or something, and then you get entered to this prize draw of £750,000. And straight away I was sitting there thinking, I don't get any of this out in nature. I don't get any of those temptations. Nature doesn't demand anything from me out here. I just immerse myself in the beauty, in the scenery, in the experience itself, the birds, the swaying pine trees, the beautiful blue sky above me. No clouds to spot today, but that's fine. The soil, the twigs that I'm using as a microphone today, and just relaxing, recharging, appreciating. No temptation to make more money, no negativity, no scary news drama, just enjoyment. Me and my friend were reading the book of James earlier in the week, and the conclusion that we drew from it was very interesting. It's ultimately stating that God will never tempt you. Temptation does not come from God. And I feel that out here. I'm not tempted to sit down. I'm not tempted to climb a tree. I'm not tempted to go over there. I'm not tempted to do anything. I just exist and enjoy what should have occurred. Living in the blessing of what should have occurred. Everything good, my belief is, Everything good comes from God. So everything good I experience out here in nature is from God. Everything that's bad in this world is of the world, from the world, and I deal with that separately. But all the good things in life, I appreciate. I feel God out here. I feel peace. I feel love. I feel unity. I feel presence, and I enjoy it enormously. So that's one thing that I love about coming out into nature, is how much stress is reduced from my body almost instantaneously. The science states that it takes around 10 minutes before you start feeling those benefits. But I pretty much feel it almost instantly, especially at golden hour, which we've just missed. But I was very much immersed in golden hour earlier, and now I'm filming, so the sun has pretty much set. So we've got the lowering of the blood pressure, the lowering of the anxiety, etc. Being out in nature improves your focus and creativity. It gives your brain a break, and you're going to have clearer thinking. So that's just reiterating off the points that I've already made. When I come out here, I'm less foggy in my mind. Everything's clearer. I don't have more noise going on inside my mind. I can relax. I can enjoy myself. I can be at peace with myself, which is a rarity back in the world, back in the modern world, with noise, with cars, with people, with businesses, with corporations, with corporate ladders. Go, go, go. Don't you dare rest. It's quite a contrast, an enjoyable contrast. You don't really need to think about much. And one thing I've really noticed about coming out into nature is that there's a lot less thinking and there's a lot more enjoying. I just enjoy myself. It's like a little treat. It's like a little present, a gift that I can enjoy every single time I come out here. So if you're struggling with too many thoughts, too many emotions, too much mental noise, come out into nature, give it 10 minutes, sit down like I am now, watch the leaves moving in the wind as I am now. Ooh, how I wish you could see it. And you're going to feel better very quickly. Less noise. Is it going to fix your problems? No. But it's certainly going to fix the noise in your mind. The third thing about coming out here into nature is that it helps your body to heal. Healing is very important. Your body is always trying to heal itself. If you cut yourself out in nature, give it a few minutes and you can already see the healing process taking place. The wound starts to scab over. The moisture starts to change. The blood starts to thicken. Your body is in constant restore and repair mode all the time. That's why we get tired. That's why we get hungry. It's why we get thirsty. It's why we want to sit down after working so hard. Your body is always trying to rest and heal. But for some reason, we're living in this very strange pocket in time where resting, taking time out, allowing ourselves to heal is ridiculed, is seen as lazy, as seen as non-productive. It doesn't make sense to me, and I hope it doesn't make sense to you, because it's not supposed to make sense. There's not a single animal out here, not the fox, not the badger, not the squirrel, not the bird, not the robin, who thinks that way, who thinks I need to grind all the time. It's not even in their mental capacity to think of something so ridiculous. They appreciate rest, they understand rest, and they rest far more than they work. But that's something we've got a little bit backwards in this society right now. I wrote down here that it resets your circadian rhythm. So when you're looking at screens all day, you probably are aware of this one already, but when you look at your phones, when you're looking at your laptops, when you're looking at your computers and your Excel spreadsheets, you know I love an Excel spreadsheet, your emails, as per my last email, and whatever else. That can damage your eyes over time. And the other thing it can do is it can mess up what we refer to as the circadian rhythm, which is your body's natural clock, if you will. It's the thing that wakes you up naturally when you don't set an alarm. It's the thing that makes you sleepy. I always feel it when I go camping. I love going camping. So I'd be sat out here right now, me and my friends, we'd have a little fire pit going, we'd be talking about life, looking up. And when those stars start coming out, we automatically get sleepy because we're not looking at the blue light that's emitted from the screens. Now, blue light in itself isn't harmful, but what it does do is it mimics the sun's blue light. When the sun is up in the day, it also emits blue light, and it tells your body, your brain, that it's daytime. So let's get up and do things. But when that sun sets, like it just has done now, my circadian rhythm kicks in, I start to get sleepy. Hormones start being released. Chemicals start being released in the brain. There's the science. But generally speaking, we just start to slow down. We start to rest. We start to take it easy. So being out in nature can restart your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm still works if you live in the modern world, but it can certainly be interfered with through screens. Yeah, I wrote down here as well that obviously it's going to reset your circadian rhythm, but also it's going to improve your health, because this one, number 3, is talking about healing, remember? It forces you to walk, it forces you to get better sleep, and to take on more vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is a hormone, you need it. If you don't have it, you can become depressed. And there's a thing that we commonly refer to here in the UK called seasonal depression. And what it means is, oftentimes in the winter, people feel very depressed. People feel terrible, sluggish, tired, and it's because they wake up when it's dark, they go to work all day, and then they come home in the dark as well. They don't get out, they don't see any sun, they don't get any vitamin D3. And so often what happens is they experience a significant reduction in their hormonal balance, and therefore they become depressed. I've felt it myself. Every winter, and I do like winter, I do, it's cozy. But if I don't get enough sun, I absolutely feel more depressed. I feel more bitter, more angry, more negative. I know you might see me as Mr. Positive, but trust me, I can be Mr. Negative when I want to be, especially in winter. So D3 is great, but walking as well. It's very difficult to isolate yourself in nature unless you can find a really nice spot that requires you to walk there. So it's fantastic for your fitness, for your cardio health, your cardiac output. Walking is the best form of exercise. The longest people in the world who live in what we refer to as the blue zones walk every single day. The more you walk, the longer you live. The better it is for your joints. It sends a ton of synovial fluid to your knees. Your knees are often the first things to go when we talk about arthritis and pains and things like this, because we sit too often and we don't work those knees. Well, simply walking sends a message to your brain to send more synovial fluid to your knees, because there's an indication now that they're being used, that they need more fluid. Walking is great, very good for your health, and you have to walk if you want to immerse yourself out in nature. Better sleep as well, that's all to do with the circadian rhythm. Number 4, it's going to boost your mood. It's going to make you feel happier. It's going to make you smile more, be more enthusiastic about life, be more creative. Tap into that childlike essence again. Sunlight reduces anxiety and depression. This has been proven in a plethora of different studies. You're going to be better for your people as well. And when I say your people, whoever you hang around with, whether it's your family, your children, just your friends, your roommate, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, your parents, whoever you're hanging out with, whoever your people are, your co-workers, your peers, you're going to be a better version of yourself. You're going to be nicer, more tolerable if you get out into nature and allow it to do its thing. Number 5 is it gives you perspective. So I wrote down here that all your problems seem so much smaller when you come out into nature, because you realize just how big the whole thing is. It's huge. Nature is massive. There's so much to do. There's so many places to explore. The world is a big, wide, gigantic place full of opportunity, full of experience. It really is beautiful. And I know your problems are real. I know you're suffering. I know you're struggling. But oftentimes when you come out here, those problems seem to shrink because you realize, do you know what? Those problems are happening way back there. They're not happening here. And this then becomes your safe space, your haven, your place to rest and recover. And then you can go back and tackle those issues with a fresher mind. Life is bigger than stress and work. That was just a point I wrote down, I suppose, to go off. Life is bigger than stress and work. Yeah, I think I just wrote that down because when you come out here, you realize that the big wide world is way bigger and more important than any of the stresses you're facing at work. You know, that email that you're freaking out about or whatever it might be. And I also wrote down that the world feels wider when you step outside. And it does. When you're confined to four walls, an office, a building, even a corporation, the entity itself of that corporation can feel very suffocating, boxed in like a caged animal. And when you come out here, there are no borders. There are no walls. There are no doors that you need to knock on before entering. There is no seat to be sat until it's your turn. This is just your playground, your home, your place to exist. I highly encourage you to come out into nature often. I would like you to develop a new relationship with it. I don't want you to see it as something that's effort and a challenge and a reason to spend £150 on the North Face gear because that's the only thing you can wear when you come out into nature. Just bring yourself, that's all it asks. Do it safely, do it reasonably, do it responsibly. But do it as often as you can. And it doesn't have to be a forest, it can be the ocean. It can be a meadow, it can be a hilltop. You know I love my hilltops. I film a lot of videos on the hilltops. It can be a park. It can be your garden. But get out into this space. Get out into the quiet. It is so recharging. Let me know in the comments where you're going to go, what you're going to see, what you're going to experience. Or perhaps you can share another health benefit that perhaps I missed on my list tonight. And we can continue the conversation because it's one I'm going to be having for the rest of my life. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. As always, I really do appreciate your time. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. And I'll see you in the next one.